from me, Kyron Lacey. Can you just talk about his elevation?
Yeah, I mean, it's been unreal. He's looking different. His mindset is different. And so I'm really excited to get to see him play this fall. I get to see him work. I'm blessed to be his teammate, blessed to have him on my team. And that goes for the other guys in the room too. Chris Hilton has been unreal. I mean, he's taken his game to a completely different level. Getting to watch him grow has been amazing as well. Me and Chris were in the same class together. We came here at the same time, and Chris battled injuries early, and we were there together. I wasn't playing, he wasn't playing, and we kind of had this this relationship. We kept talking always, and so now both of us finally getting out there. It's going to be something special, and I'm excited for him, and also the other guys in the room, CJ and Xavier and Kyle Parker and all those guys. So.
How has this offseason been different for you, knowing that coming into this year, this is your team now?
I wouldn't say it's been different. I mean, I'd say obviously with the dynamic, it has to be a little bit different, just understanding, that it is my time. And, for that, I feel blessed. I feel thankful. And I thank God every morning when I wake up. And so I'm very excited. It's hard for me to talk almost. It's just like it's right there, it's coming up 2 months away. But I would say, I can't wait to get out there in Vegas, and I'm really even just excited for fall camp, just to get to continue to work with the guys and develop and continue to mesh and to see what we're going to be able to do.
How much have you gotten into the virtual reality, all the new technology that they have down there?
Yeah, the virtual reality has been unreal. Jack Marucci has done an unbelievable job. He is like a mad scientist down there. I mean, he's always coming up with something to help us get better, and it's a huge advantage for us at LSU. So any recruits out there, LSU is where you need to be, not just from what we've proven with our track record, but they call it NFL SU for a reason. And we have people in the entire building that all they care about is making us better players, making us better, helping us produce better, helping us be better mentally, physically, strength-wise. We have the best strength staff in the country. And so to all recruits out there, if you're questioning where you need to be, this NIL money is cool and all, but the real money is in the league, and you want to be produced, you want to be developed, LSU is where you need to be.
Was that part of what made you go there? Did you know much about that when you decided to go there?
Yeah, 100%. LSU, not only did I pick LSU just for many other reasons, personal reasons, but also it's called NFL SU for a reason. Like I said, their ability to be able to produce, their ability to be able to develop guys, it's unlike no other. You're always going to have guys around you. You're always going to have talent around you. There's no place in the country that's like LSU when it comes to that. So.
In particular, the virtual reality, how does that help you?
It does a lot. I know Jaden will swear by it if you ever ask Jaden about it, and I would too. Especially, being a backup last year, getting extra reps. The reps that I wasn't able to get in practice, it made a difference, being able to get those reps. So I would say that VR is absolutely unreal, and it's something that everybody should look into.
You all have kind of an edge on everybody.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, we were lucky enough to be the lab rats.
It says a lot about the school willing to embrace
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, we were always looking to develop something, always looking to innovate, and I think that's one of the best places, best parts about our place. And Jack Marucci, it speaks to him a lot as well. Yep, no problem.
Just gave the pitch to recruits.
Yeah.
Your little brother is now going into his recruiting process. We saw him at LSU a week ago. What's it like to see him get to that point in his career, and what's kind of your message to him beyond just, hey, we've got this at LSU, but how to handle it?
Yeah, it's been unreal for me. It's been a little bit emotional at times. Just it's kind of crazy. And I'm super proud of him. I love him very much. I'm very happy for him. And the role he's had to step into in his high school as a freshman and things like that. He's done an unreal job, and he's so mature for his age. It's impressive to see, and he spins it a lot better than I did at that age. So I'm excited to see how he continues to develop as a player as well. But as far as advice, I tell him just to, when you're making a decision on a school, I think you just have to follow your heart, and you have to go with what you feel. You have to pray a lot on it, and never try to rush anything. Make sure you're making the right decision. But I think we would tell him that when he makes his decision, to stick with it, and to make the decision that you choose to make. That's why I would say take longer to make your decision than rush it and change it. I wouldn't tell him just to follow and come to LSU. As much as I would love for him to come to LSU, it'd be cool, sure. But I want him to be where he wants to be. I want him to be where his heart takes him, and where he feels like, he will be, in the best place to develop into the next level, and so the best relationships he has. So.
Did he grow up with that same level of affinity for LSU as you did, though? though, I'm assuming.
I mean, yes, I would say similar. I would say I was a little bit different. You know, I was born in Lake Charles. He wasn't. He was born in Missouri. So, you know, actually all three of my siblings are born in 3 different states, just because of how, you know, we grew up moving around so much. But yeah, I mean, my mom is. If you cut her blood, if you cut her down her wrist, she's going to bleed Louisiana. So I mean, we grew up eating Louisiana food. We grew up around Louisiana culture. That's all we know. So yeah, I would say he definitely has had to feel the same amount of love for Louisiana that I had. But I would say that, you know, he's also he lived in Texas for a lot longer than I did. You know, I only lived anywhere 3 years. You know, he's been there. You know, I think it's going on 5 or 6. So you know, I want him just to make a decision on where his heart takes him. So.
I know you don't want to go into like details on how the offense will look different, but just with the relationship with you and Sloan.
Yeah.
Maybe how has that evolved now that you're the starter?
Yeah.
And also, what kind of input do you have in terms of what you want this offense to look like versus what he wants?
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the great things about Coach Sloan is, you know, he's very quarterback friendly. And he wants us to be into things that we like. You know, if we don't like something, he doesn't want to force it on us because he knows that, you know, that's not what it's about. And, you know, obviously, you know, being together for 3 years, he knows me a little bit better than I know myself sometimes. So sometimes he puts his foot down and is like, no, this is what we're doing. And I'm like, all right, let's go. So having that relationship with him has been huge for me as a player, and having that trust. You know, now, especially him moving into the coordinator role, and us being able to talk through things at different levels. So I think he does an unbelievable job. I don't know that there's anybody in the country that does what he does better, that teaches what he does better than him. And so I'm really excited for this year.
How often would you say you and the receivers and O-linemen are out there working, like in the offseason, like during the summer?
Yeah. I mean, we're out there twice a week. We have player-led practice and stuff. But, you know, we're always together, always working on things. You know, we just find something extra to work on all the time. Throwing sessions, blitz pickup periods, things like that. So, you know, we're always working, always trying to get better, always trying to mesh.
Garrett, how big was it getting to start that ball game and getting that under your belt going into this year?
Yeah, I mean, it was huge. You know, just not even just for me, but just for us as an offense to get to play together, to get to mesh together in a live game setting. It was awesome. So, you know, I think it'll help a lot. I think, you know, I would say more it helped as a momentum going into the spring, and then now going into the summer, it's kind of been an uphill ride with us, I guess you could say, just continuing to grow and mesh together. So I think, you know, it helped a lot.
You lose a talent like Jay Daniels, and people just assume, oh, there's no way the offense could be as good. What motivates you to get this offense at that level?
Yeah, I mean, I won't go into too much of that question, but, you know, Jaden was a hell of a player, and, you know, we'll miss him a lot, and there are things that he can do that I've never seen anybody do in my life, especially with his feet. And so, you know, of course, you know, when you lose talent like that, it's tough. You know, I feel like it's my job just to not worry about any of that. It's my job to just do my job and just do what I'm coached to do, and let the rest take care of itself.
Are your dad and Joe similar as coaches?
Yeah, I think they're a little different, but the similarity in them is that they both will let me have it whenever they feel like it, and that's kind of what I enjoy as a player. I guess just, you know, growing up with my dad, he wasn't one of those dads that was out his mind and one of those AAU baseball dads. That wasn't him. But, you know, he would let me know, and you know, he was strict on me with different things, and he would get on to me, and, you know, it helped. It made me into the player I am, and now with Sloan, you know, he's the same way. He'll let me have it for the slightest thing, and it keeps me in check all the time. It helps me improve, and that's why I say that I don't believe that there's anybody else in the country that could coach me the way that Coach Sloan coached me.
I think we heard from BK that Joe Sloan could get kind of amped up at times.
Yeah.
Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah,
So how many?
Yeah, he gets amped up. He gets excited. He's very passionate, and that's one of the best things about him as well. His ability to let us know what he's thinking at all times, and he, like I said, he's very passionate. And I don't know that there's a lot of people in the country that are as good as him and what he does. So
how many states have you lived in?
I've lived in 12 states. Actually, I believe like a couple months ago, set the record for the longest that I've ever lived anywhere. It was Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So it's crazy to even think about that, but the longest I've ever lived anywhere has been my time in Baton Rouge.
Didn't you spend some time in Canada as well?
I did, and that was when I was really young. I don't remember how long we were up there for, but we were up there for a short little stint when my dad was he was with the BC Lions and the Ottawa Renegades in the Canadian League. So
how's it been, having that benefit of
yeah.
staying in one place? How's it helped
Yeah, I mean, I would say it hadn't really helped me. I feel like growing up, once we hit about 2.5 years, I was like, all right, let's go. Like, where are we going next? Just because of I got into a habit of it. I would say I've gotten used to being in the same spot. And, you know, I love LSU. I love Louisiana. I don't know that I'd want to be anywhere else. So, you know, I've been good being there. But, yeah, I mean, being used to leaving somewhere every 2.5 years as a kid definitely messes with your mind a little bit, I guess you would say. But the things that I got to experience and the lessons that I got to learn, it was like I wouldn't trade it for the world. Not even just on the field either. You know, it's just spending time with them and getting to know them. You know, I mean, I've only known CJ for 3 or 4 months now, and Xavier the same. So just getting to learn, you know, who they are as a person, you know, what they like, what they don't like, just things like that. And it sounds so simple and so cliche, but you know, that's the things that matter in this sport, and especially in my position. I feel like it's my job to, you know, make sure I know who my teammates are and make sure I can be there for them when they need me. And you know, and I think it's even beyond me. Just CJ getting to know Will, or CJ getting to know Emery, or Xavier getting to know Will, or Xavier even getting to know the other guys in the receiver room, like, you know, Chris and Kyron, and it's just all of us just getting to know who we are and spending time together outside of the building.
So which offensive line was going to take credit for Bomb Squad?
I don't know. You'd have to ask them. I think they're all going to argue about who started that. But, you know, I know they're all in it together.
You worked with Joe Sloan before, obviously, and you got him calling the plays in the spring. Now that you've had a couple of months since then, how much have y'all further, you know, developed the chemistry?
Yeah, I mean, just continue to do the same work we've been doing, you know, continue to take it day by day and get better each and every day. I love Coach Sloan. I wouldn't want to play for anybody else. And, you know, I value our relationship a whole lot. And I don't believe there's anybody else in the country that would be, you know, able to get me more ready to play just based off our relationship and, you know, how much he knows me and how much, you know, he knows how to push me and make me better. And, you know, he's probably harder on me than, you know, anybody. And I'm okay with that because it pushes me, and I really appreciate that also. So.
You ever self-reflect like what you were 2 years ago, just in every area, like, man, what was I thinking? I'm always kind of immature.
I mean, I wouldn't say that, but I would say, you know, I went through a lot in the last 2 years, just learning different things, you know, different coaching staff, getting used to a different system, a new culture, a way we do things. I feel like I've grown a lot as a person. You know, I've continued to just, you know, try and focus on getting better each and every day. And I think that also plays a part to my relationship with Coach Sloan, like I said. And, you know, him being honest with me with where I was 2 years ago, where I was last year, and where I am now. And just him telling me how I can get better, how I can continue to lead, how I can do things better in order to help our program and to help our offense. So I think, you know, yes, I've grown a lot, and I've learned a lot of important lessons. And it's been a really, really good time for me. You know, I've grown a lot closer to God. And I got to experience different things through my relationship with him too, and had a lot. I had to learn to put a lot more trust in him, and I think you know, everything happens for a reason. God does his, you know, his timing is always right, and so, you know, it was learning to accept that and to put all my trust and all my faith in him, and just to keep my head down and work. So,
Garrett, always the offense going to look different for you this season?
Yeah, I mean, I won't get too deep into that. You know, you'd have to ask Sloan or BK something like a question like that. But no, I think we're gonna, you know, we're gonna have a good team. So I mean, that's all I'm really gonna say about that.
It's the offensive line. Is that, you would say that's a strength of the team? And how can you
100%.
How can you build the offense around those strengths?
Yeah, I mean, like I was telling them, just having that core up front, just it's almost like a force. It's almost like a police department, I guess. You know, they're policing everybody because they don't care. You know, that's who they are. They're the bomb squad. They're going to make sure we're doing things the right way. And you know, Coach Davis has done an unbelievable job with them. And you know, all of those guys, all 5 of those guys, have stepped up tremendously. And you know, all credit goes to them, and they've done an amazing job. So I'm excited to continue to see how they can continue to lead us.
The bowl game was replaying the other day, and that last drive, you were throwing to guys who you can be thrown to this year, Kyron and Hilton and Mason. Was that just a kind of a perfect way to go into the offseason?
I mean, I guess that's kind of the way it played out. You know, when your back's against the wall like that, you can't really think about much. You just take it play by play. Can't think about the situation. Can't think about what's going on. You just, you know, focus on executing. I know that's something that I've been trying to work on a lot as I've grown up, like we talked about earlier. And just growing up from 2 years ago to now is just doing my job and doing things the way that I'm coached to do them. So yeah, I mean, I guess you could say it was kind of cool, and now I think about it, it really was. But I'd say, you know, we're excited for this season, and you know, we're excited, you know, to get to be out there and play again.